What's up YouTube? This is EvilGar598. So today I'm back with another deck profile, and today I'm going to show you is my Landorus EX deck mixed with Crobat. So it's a Landorus Crobat deck. It's a very good deck. It's been ran recently. Main focus of the deck is to inflict as much damage as you can to your opponent's Pokemon, including their bench, with the case of the card Landorus EX. With its Hammerhead, it does 30 damage and does 30 damage to your opponent's bench Pokemon. Combined with Crobat, yep, it adds up. But also with this, you can get a strong energy. I'm gonna go through the deck profile really quick, and then we'll get to what the strategy of this deck is. Like I said, it's pretty simple. It's just a deck that inflicts a lot of damage, especially to the bench. So first, start off it is 2 Landorus, specifically for its Hammerhead, but you can also do Land Judgment, which does 80 damage. And you can discard all the energy attached to it and do 70 more damage, which you have to discard all the fighting energy. So pretty good card. And then 3 Hawluchas for its shining, or not its ability, its Flying Crest for 1 fighting energy. You can do 60, but only if it's a Pokemon EX. Combined with other cards, it's going to do massive damage. And then 4 Zubats. This Zubat is specifically well for this deck because of its ability. If this Zubat has no energy attached to it, retreat cost is free, but you won't be attaching energy to Zubat. Your energy attachments will be your Hawluchas and your Landorus, so you'll have free retreat with this, as well as Hawlucha, who has free retreat. And next we got is 4 Crobats, or no, Golbats, for its ability Sneaky Bite. Very sneaky card indeed. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So yeah, you can add up the damage. If you had 4 Zubats and you evolved into 4 Golbats, not only does that set you up for a Crobat next turn, but you get to do 80 damage with just an ability. It Swoop Across does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon, so I mean they're spreading more damage around, but it requires an energy. Fortunately, it is colorless, so you can attach a fighting energy and do an extra 10 damage to all Pokemon. And finally, for the lineup, is Crobat. Crobat has its Surprise Bite, which is a surprise indeed, a bad surprise nonetheless. It says, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Like I was saying, if you have 4 Golbats, got a perfect setup for Crobat. You bring in Crobat, and you're doing 120 damage just with its ability. And then you got Skill Drive, which this attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance for bench Pokemon. So if you attack an active Mewtwo, Mew EX, it'll do 30 damage plus weakness because it's the active Pokemon and not the bench Pokemon, so there's 60. Yeah, and added with a Muscle Band, yeah, you're doing 100 damage just with one energy. Crobat, very nice card. And then Jirachi. This is a staple card for most decks with its ability Stellar Guidance. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to your bench, you may search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. You won't rely on its attack because there is no metal energy in this deck, so you will use it for its ability. It's a very nice card. It's a must. It's not really a must, but it's a very good card nonetheless in any deck. Now on to the supporters. Running 3 Karinas. A good way to search out your Hawluchas, your Landorus, Professor Letters, Switch, whatever you really need. This is a card that should be ran in any fighting deck or any other deck because it has good synergy. Next we have is N. Running 3 of these. Staple card in any deck. Both you and your opponent shuffle your hand into your deck, draw cards for the amount of prize cards you have. So this can help you or it can hurt you. Used mainly in the pre-game, but not much in the post-game. Lysander's trump card. This should be the last card for your strategies. If you have a lot of cards that you have dumped into your discard pile, Lysander's trump card will shuffle those all back in. So if you're running low on supporters, energies, trainers, or not trainers, items, tools, etc., Lysander's trump card will shuffle all your discard pile into your deck. And also, if you're running long your deck, it's a good card to save till the end. Boom, you won't run it, you won't deck out. So this card kind of makes it impossible to deck out, but be warned, I have decked out before because this card was either in my prize cards or just somehow it got to a discard pile. I don't know. But also, on the other hand, it also shuffles your opponent's discard pile back into their deck. It's like a double-edged sword. Next we have is for Professor Juniper, staple card in every deck. Discard your hand, draw a set of cards. Good for a top deck if you can get it. Yeah, it's a new fresh hand. Not much to say about it. Next we have is two Lysandres. This is the Pokemon catcher, but it's a supporter. You get to switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with his or her active Pokemon. Good way to do damage to a Pokemon that already has damage. So yeah. And then AZ. This card is to scoop up any of your Pokemon, preferably the Crobat, Golbat, Zubats. Or you can use it on a Pokemon that has a lot of damage counters like Landorus and you're not really wanting to sacrifice 2 prize cards. Good way to, cop out of that and say, nope, I'm not having that. So yeah. And then teammates. So if one of your Pokemon gets knocked out, which no one wants, but it's okay, it happens. Teammates. You get to search up to 2 cards, any 2 cards, and put them into your hand. Pretty good cards, like a computer search, but it's a supporter. So, and you don't have to discard any cards, so that's a plus. Now into the item cards. I'm running 3 super scoop ups. I really like this card. You do have to flip a coin, but if heads, you get to scoop up. Another way to cop out and say, no, I'm not going to fight this battle because you don't want your Pokemon to be knocked out. And this also helps if you need to get Jirachi back up, your Crobats to just keep stacking damage. And then we have 4 Muscle Band, staple in every card, do 20 more damage. 2 switches, another staple card, get to switch. And then Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards and search for a Pokemon, another staple. I am only running 2, 2 works fine. 1 Professor's Letter, staple card to search out energy. VS Seeker, if you need one of your supporters, let's say you do discard your Lysandre's trump card, first Seeker will get it back. So yeah, very nice card, staple card as well. And this is a staple card in any fighting deck. It is Fighting Stadium. Your fighting Pokemon do 20 more damage to your defending Pokemon EX. So that's another more damage. Like I said, deck is to produce more damage quick and essentially synchronize all together to produce more damage counters on your opponent's side field. And then now onto the energy. For every fighting deck, you need to have strong energy. It is a must to run for in any fighting deck. Your fighting Pokemon get to do 20 more damage. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It can only be attached to a fighting Pokemon, but you are doing 20 more damage. So Landorus' Hammerhead goes up to 50. With a Fighting Stadium against EX, that's 70. Muscle Band 90 for 1 energy. That is absolutely insane. Alright, and we have 7 fighting energies. 7 is a good number. I was thinking about 6, but 7 seems like you're getting more for your play. So yeah, there's the deck. So the strategy here is getting your Crobats out, your Crobats, your Golbats, and your Zubats out to essentially produce more damage counters on your opponent, your opponent's bench Pokemon, active Pokemon. If you need a quicker knockout on the active, then go for the active. Or you just want to pick away at the bench, you can. So yeah, Hammerhead on Landorus, hit the bench for 30. Hawlucha, do massive damage to EX Pokemon. And then the super scoop ups is to really get back your Crobats, or if you need to use it to get back one of your badly injured Pokemon to your hand. There you go, so you won't risk the knockout. So thank you for watching, guys. That is my Landorus Crobat deck. Stay tuned for future deck profiles, and I will see you on the next video. EvilGar598 signing out.